going live in 11 minutes.
This light is not good for you.
It's live.
No.
You can turn it off.
Better?
Good. Okay, we go live in 4 minutes time. Now let's see, just add a few things. Just get this up and running. See. Let's get the fun live. There, now seems to work. Okay, we start in 2 minutes. Let's just open TradingView. Tools we need. Most of the things basically you do in TradingView because it's a free place and you can show every trade better there than any other place. Let's turn off these things. I'm testing a few indicators just so we for beginners so they know what can work or not work. So we start in 1 minute. Just let everyone have a chance to come in. then we'll start to look at the chart to see what we can expect this week. Then I think we start. As always, we first look at investing.com. If you do not, I will repeat this. So if it's boring for you, just close your ears, because I will say this in every single session I have. You need to have investing.com. Just make an account there. It's completely for free. Make sure you put your address. So in that way, when you log in here later and you log in, then everything is in your time zone. Okay, so when you come here, you first come to investing.com. Okay, the tool that you need to use every time before you trade, there are many things you can basically look here, but the most important tool is before trading, is to go to news and you push this economic calendar that says here. You push that one there. Then you come to this page. Then you see this line here. This line is basically where we are in time right now. So let's say, for example, there have been 3-star news here on, and let's say this was 11:30, for example, and also 3 stars news, for example. 3 stars means that it's 3 market stars here. That means we would need to wait at least to 12:30. For me, it's 12:00. For you, maybe it's 18:00, because the time for the server for RM Academy is 18:00 now. So that means you would need to wait till 18:30, for example, before you start trading. But the thing is, for my time zone, it's 12 now, and then you can see that today there are no news. That means actually we have a news for Australian dollar, 11:30 in night. Typically I don't trade that hour, by the way, so it's not something I need to think about. But for the ones that trade this hour, for example, you're going to work, for example, or something like that, then you need to think a little more about this. Because for you, maybe the time is 5 or 6 in day now. That means this will also be much earlier for you. Okay? So, but for me, this is very long time. No, early for you. This will be later for you, of course. This will be tomorrow for you, maybe. Yeah, of course. This will be tomorrow for you, not earlier. I was thinking completely wrong here now. So this will be tomorrow for you. Tomorrow morning. Early in the middle of the night while you sleep, probably. So, by the way, if you have a news like this, you need to wait 1 hour after the news, because sometimes, as I have shown in my sessions before, sometimes when it's 3 stars news, the market move crazy. You need to wait and see what happened and then go in a trade after. And if you have any trade with a tight stop loss and take profit, it's better you close it, even if you close it in stop loss. Now in little loss, because otherwise it's like you are gambling. Because the thing is, you can basically lose your go in stop loss or go and take profit, but it's gambling. So never have a trade if it's a tight stop loss and tight take profit. For example, when you're day trading, if it's 3 stars news, better close it even if it's in minus. Don't be betting that will go your way, because it's 50-50 chance sometimes. So better close it. Okay, so that's it with investing.com for this session again, but I will repeat it every single time because it's something that is very important for you to use in your toolbox of things you need to do before you start trading. Okay, so then even though you are a day trader, you see often I start on 1 day chart. Many they even start on 1 week, 1 month but they are thinking much longer ahead than I do. So I'm a swing trader also, but I do not go too far into the settings because I typically trade on 4 hour. That's why I look at the higher time frame, that is 1 day. So if we look here now, you can see that we are exactly now on resistant support area. So what we can be looking for now is a long trade. We need to go to the 4 hour to see how it looks like. You can see now we are testing it. So what we want to see now is in 1 hour 52 minutes if we are keeping on this side. If we do, we can then go for so this is a pending trade. We can go for a long trade, and we can target maybe around here. That will be, and take a very tight stop loss, something like this. But we can see if that's the trade we're going for, or if we have something on a smaller time frame that maybe looks nicer. So here also, let's see if we can mark this up. We can see we are in the 30 minutes. We can see a trend, downward trend here. Typically, we don't like to trade against the trend, so we can't do that. I think we can mark this one a little more there. And the trend starts all the way up there. So we are now in the bottom of the trend, I think. Let's see. Because you can mark this on both sides. So let's mark this one there and take it something like this. So what we want to see here now for the day trading part, don't like to trade against the trend. Right now, for day trading part, we will look only for short trades. But as we are now in a strong support, this is a 4 hour support, the probability is that we go up from here now. But it's not this is not enough for us to take a trade, because we see we have this trend line going here. So this area is too small for us to take a trade. So we rather wait and see what will happen here. So what we will do, we will then go back to this one here. We need to wait 1 hour 50 minutes, and if this will keep, this is a trade we're going to go for. So let's take a pending trade. I will write what you need to do. Okay, let's see. I will I answer questions in 6 minutes. So this is for Euro, USD, pending trade. Only take trade if for all bar keep above, let's see the level of the bar. I will say we need to stay above 101.82 for 101.24 is the only thing I need to remember. Okay, let's go to that. Keep above 101, no, 101.824. So if the bar can keep about there in 1,450 min, then enter at this level here. Then you set up pending trade there. If it's a little above, you can still take it. Stop loss, I'll write that also for the ones that if little above, still take the trade. Stop loss at there. and we take a profit level here. Take profit at this level. I will make sure I take this trade myself, because everything I suggest I take myself also. Let's go here. Like that. I think that's a nice trade to start with. Of course, we are going against a little on the trend, because you can see this trend also is valid on the 4 hour. But I think this support line here is pretty strong. Of course, we need to see now if this one will hold. If it holds, I think this will be a very nice trade for us to take. And basically, we only lose $1 if you lose it. When I say $1 again, that can be $100, that can be $1,000. But if it's $1,000 you lose, you have the possibility to win 5,000 up. So that's the way. It's all after how much your stop loss will be for the value of the lot size you are running. Okay. But let's say this stop loss would be $1 for you. You gain $5. So it's 5 times the money basically. So that's, in my book, is the way to go, because we can even lose 4 times in a row and just win 1 and we still make money. That's how much money we make when we do this. And the probability is that you will win 1 out of 4 trades if you trade like this. Typically, I don't have so high difference between win rate and stop loss, but I never trade below 1.5. So even if I have a 50% win rate, we still make money. My win rate is here on the sessions I have. I think I have like 95%. We have been doing very good. Of course, this through the year will equal down. So I'm expecting to be around 80, 75, 80% win rate. And that means we are making a lot of money. So that's what I'm projecting, basically. So then we have everything in order for the trade. So if the bar close where it is right now, we take the trade in 1 hour and 45 minutes time. Okay, so now we are done with, let's unmark these ones. We are now done with euro against dollar. Now let's look at GBP USD. Okay, here we can see basically the same deal. Let's look at the 1 day first. Let's remove some of these ugly bars. Okay, here you can see we had our trend lines from before. We did hit or take profit. After we did go out of the trend, we got a beautiful, we did enter all the way down here in a session, and we did take it in 1 day, hit or take profit. Now, from the last session, we are in with the long. We can see that we was protected here. We did have a fake out and we go, and now we have a retest again. So basically we are looking for the same type of trade here. We are going for a long position, so we can take that also. This trade we can take now. Let's target at least up there. Let's put our stop loss just right below here. So that's GBP USD. Let's take that one also. GBP USD long trade. We enter at this level here. We set our stop loss at this level, and we go for a profit here. This is also a swing trade. The clue here is that just wait, I will take the trade myself. I always take my own trades, like I said. like that. So here, once again, we are running with a 1 to 5 almost. The reason why this take profit you see up here, you can see we then hit our spikes you see here. You get a spike up here, spike up here, spike up here, spike up on this one here. We are not taking all the way up. We are taking more safe trade. And you can see already we are running in profit. So what you can do when you trade like this, when you reach around, for example, 2 to 1, okay, then you can close your half of your position and move your stop loss to this support where you open your trade entry, and then take another half all the way up. That way you are securing your half profit, and we can go all the way up here. That's a way to trade, so you can take some of the profit, because when we have so much to go on, when we have a 4.95, the profit is so big. Like if your take profit was just a 1 to 5 trade, then of course don't do that, then you just take the 1.5. But when you have so much, you can close half your position in 2.5, 2 or something like that, and you're still making crazy money. So that's a way to just take some profit while we are trading. Okay, we can take a look on the smaller time frame also to see how it looks like. Now let's see what we can see here. In the 30 minutes we can see that we have a trend line down and we do have 4-hour resistance. Let me see if we can mark it right on the 4 hours so we get more. We are currently actually exactly on it. We can mark it like that. Then we can go back to the 30 minutes. So we are currently now in this 4-hour strong support zone. Here we will end up in a squeeze, and from what we can see on the 4-hour, the probability is that we go up, and then typically we go all the way up to the start of the trend. But as we are running things a little safer, because you can see we have more resistance on here that we see we spikes up and take, it's better we take our take profit here than target all the way up to the start of the trend. So even on the 30 minutes, we would like to wait a little longer. We want to see that we come above this trend line before and get maybe even a retest on the trend line before we enter, because everything is to be reactive to the market. So something like this on the 30 minutes, if you want to take the trade on 30 minutes, you wait, you cross above, you close above, maybe wait typically for a retest, and you open. You can open on the closed buy, but it's if you want to be super safe, open on the retest and then enter the trade. And you can target basically the same. So that's GBP USD. Now maybe you can take a trade for binary option. Now let's see. Okay, so for binary option, we always look at a pair that have paid the most. We have two options then. We have, let's see which one you like the most. This we like. Then we can add a candle chart. We will add the two indicators. We need the Bollinger Band. And we add stochastic. Then we edit Bollinger Band first. We can remove the medium line, we don't need it. We change this for white and this one for white, so you can more clearly see where we're going. Here on the stochastic we keep everything as is, we just change this one for yellow. At least I prefer that. So here we now start to mark areas of interest. As you can see right now, we can't take a trade here. The rule is as following. Let me see if we can mark up some more areas first. And there. So that's our trading zone now. But for this one to be valid, right now it's valid. Because you see, this line we see here right now. Let's make this one another color. Let's make it green. Everything turned green then. No? And this one we turn red. So when we come up to the red line, we're going to take a put trade because you have a space in between the top line of the Bollinger Band. So we have a space here. As long as we have that, this line is valid for trade. This line you see up here now, it's basically where we can see we have a resistance zone. The same is with the green line you see down here. Here we have a support line. This one is valid only as long as the Bollinger Band line, this line you see, the bottom Bollinger Band is above the support area. Then this one is valid. And if we can, for example, on the bar we come now, we will take the trade. Then I will take a call trade. Also the stochastic, this one you see here, need to be in the black area here for take a trade on this green line down here. So basically we need 3 indications for a trade. Same is for the red one here. Then if the stochastic is up in this region here, we are out of the Bollinger Band up here and we're touching this line, and this upper Bollinger Band is below the red line. We can then take a put trade. So that's our 3 indications for a trade. We only take trades when this go. And as you have seen from before, might take 5 up to 10 minutes for trade to occur, but that's typically how long time you will need to wait. And if you start to see that this Bollinger Band start to go way below here, then you start to need to zoom out and start to look for more information. And information you always find to the left. Then you can see, for example, down here, for example, if we go to this region here, then you can go here, you zoom in, to go back, you zoom in. Then we can prepare one more line here. We choose, just so we are prepared, we can take the next line here. And the next, again, will be down here. So then you can see we have, let me mark that one also, here. So then we are prepared for things we can't see on the current time frame. So now we need to go back to where we was. So now you can see we are prepared. This, let me see, this one here we can erase. So that's what we have right now. So now we can wait and see. This one down here, if this turn red now and go down here, we still will not take it because the stochastic need to be down here also. So you basically just need to wait a little. So now it's basically a little waiting game for us to take a trade. So if these take too long, we will go back to Forex. But we will do the same we have done before, that we will then see back how this trade will have taken if you've been sitting waiting. So let's just mark where we are exactly now. We are in this line. Let's make this a little wider, and let's make it blue. So now we know every bar that comes after this blue line is potential trades that if you sit waiting, we can see what would happen if this if we are touches on this line, and we can also see on the Bollinger Band if we are taken it or not, and I will explain. Just so we don't sit waiting for something that sometimes even can take longer. Typically, like I said, it's 5-10 minutes, but for all we know, we can be sitting in this market here and wait for 30 minutes, and that will be a very boring session. So now we'll see if there are any questions. I trade only 1-2 hours a day, max 3-4 Forex trades. Same with binary options. It's not about how long you trade, it's basically you train your eyes to see setups, and if there are no setups, there are no trades, and then you can just log off and come back later. The same is when you're trading. If you find 3-4 trades, don't trade more because you will overtrade. So it's better we keep to just a few trades, and because if you are taking 3-4 trades and you lose 3-4 trades, better you just stop, by the way. Okay, so don't overtrade, keep to that, and even if you win the 4 trades, good, still stop, don't take more trades. This goes both ways. Win or lose, you stop after 3-4 trades. Let's see for more questions up here. I'm not sure what you mean because we have not lost any trade. Maybe I've seen something wrong. I just... Okay, I don't have that date yet. Yeah, Mondays are typically can be slow and some days can be much action. It's but let's see, can be some good moves. Okay, then I think we are done with the questions here for now. Let me just check here. Yeah. Then I think we can look back super fast here. Nothing happened. Then we take another Forex pair. We then take, let's take something completely different. Let's take GBP, GPY. Open with this one. Okay. So let's remove some of our old lines here. Remove that one, and we can remove that one. Let's go to the 1 day. So on the 1 day now, here is a little difficult to see where actually the support is. You can see we have a support down here. We have support here. Did we break it? Did we not? But you can see we have spikes that go down to this region also. So here it's very hard at least to see on the 4 hour. So here we can't see anything clearly. What we can see that we are in some type of downtrend, of course. But let's go to the 4 hour to see if we can see things more clearly there. Okay, you can see we got the reaction, but I don't feel comfortable to take a long trade before we at least cross this area we see up here. So for the part of swing trading, we do not have any trade here now. We can see that we have turned here. We came in the exact same area, but also we can see that this area here that was support before now is resistance. So basically what I would need to see is that we cross, if I can make a line here, I want us to cross this green line. So if this bar can cross above this green line, then I will look for a nice long trade and maybe target up in this region here. As you can see, this one go up here, this one go up here. So I will target up here. So a trade I would be looking for would be something like this, if we can move a little, something like this. So if this bar can come above this line and close up here, then I will take a trade, even more actually. I will take it all the way up there. And stop loss, I think I will just take a stop loss something like this. We can take a comfortable stop loss down here. That's completely up to you. I typically like to take something like this. Even though you see we broke below it now, I still would take it something here because in the long run I will do much better like that. But if you want to feel safer, you can take the stop loss down here. Let's see what we can see. I will not put this as a signal, by the way, because we have enough pending trades. So let's take a look at the 30 minutes to see if we will see something here. Here we can see we have a trend line down. Something like that. I want to see where we touch the most places. Seems like it's there. We can also take a trend line here. So you can see we reacted from this trend line. So with here we can look for, I think we need to see what happened here also. It's too early to take a trade here. I do not see anything that I would like to trade, because you also can see we have a trend that goes more like this. Trend inside the trend, we can say, more like. So you see it's an area we respect also, and we respect it here. So I think we need to see that we at least cross this line and cross this, but then we have this resistance on here also. So right now I don't see anything I want to trade. I don't see nothing. So here with GBP USD, I think we skip for now. We need some more confirmations to take a trade, because right now we are just too far away from any trade. Too far away for a swing trade and too far away for day trading. So with GBP, GPY, we just move it up here. We are done with that one. No trade. Now let's take a look at USD, GPY. Let's move it over to the 1 day. Okay, what can we see here? We can see that we are in a trend downwards. I think we will see it more clearly on the 4 hour. So let's see if we can mark that up. We are going something like this. There. And as we can see, we have, you can see the trade we did take here. We did go directly in profit, by the way. So this was a good trade we did. one of the trades from my signals from one of the last sessions. This was 11th of August. That was trade we did. I think we did take it Friday, let's see. By the way, that was a trade we did. So here is what we need to look. I think we need to wait here also for the swing trading part, because we are more like in between everything. We are not taking trades just to trade. We need to be reactive to the market. So I would prefer rather to wait, maybe come here, we come down here, and we close above here. I would rather look for trade down. But we can take a look at the 30 minutes to see what we can see then. We can see now in the 30 minutes that we are up in a resisted zone. We can mark. So here we might have a trade. This close in 21 minutes. So here we have two opportunities. We are either we're going with a short position here, then we can target the low. We set a stop loss, something like this, or we can take a long trade. If we cross above this line, we can target something like this and a tight stop loss like there. So that's two possibilities we have in this trade. As you can see, we prefer if we keep up below and can target down, because this is quite normal. When we have broken, like say here, we broke this was support that is now turned to resistant. It's typical we retest this resistance for then to target at least down here again. So let's see, wait and see. In 30 minutes we can take a decision for this. So I think we take the signal for this one. So pending trade. I will first just so I have this number we can see here. Let's mark that one. That's USD GPY pending short trade. We take the trade only if next 30-minute bar close below this level. That's in 20 min. Then enter at. Then we enter at or a little less than. Let's go back. We then move this one to around here. Right now you can see we are crossing above it, but we still need to wait. We enter at this level here. Stop loss, we then take a stop loss at this level here. Take profit, we take up here. Let me see, we take the profit level there. Like I see, we have two possibilities. The market, so we basically are reactive to what the market will show, because now you can see we are directly now in this resistance zone. If we cross above it, then we can look for this other trade we have here. if we can close below this resistance zone, then we take the short trade I did just post. I did only post the short trade because that is the best of the two choices. If the another one, you can then take the trade as you can see here. Just so we are reactive to the market. Now let's see how the binary option have been moving. Here you can see the reason, like I told you. We are moving so little. We could have moved our resistance on here and support here, but it's a too small area. We can't do that. We need to keep it at least to these areas we see up here and out down here, because if we play in this small area here, it's too small for speed trading. So we need at least to have this resistance zone up here and the support down here. So as you can see, if I've been sitting waiting, we will be waiting for too long time and nothing happened. But it's just so you have an idea about how I trade binary option, is that you just keep to these levels, the level up here and here, and just wait call trade. You have this bullish band, need to be a little space in between this bullish band here and this support area here. Plus you are, like you can see now with the stochastic, you are in the black area down here. That is a call trade. The same is for the upside, that you have a space in between the upper bullish band and the resistance zone. So you have a black space in between here, and this stochastic is up in the black area up here. Then you can take a put trade. So that's basically how we are trading binary option. So if you don't get a trade, that's basically what I'm waiting for taking a trade. So then we can mark this one also. Which pair could be in? Let's look at gold. Gold is always interesting. Gold is incredible low. Let's look at the 4 hour, how this looks like. Yeah, so you can see from the last session we had a fake out. So most of the time I would have taken the trade here. This would go directly in stop loss. But if you are very conservative, you wait for the retest, because if the retest still keep you above this, because I would have taken the trade here, because most of the time is correct. But if you're conservative, wait for the retest, because then you can see if you're waiting for the retest, you would have never taken this trade. So let's remove that one. Let's mark up this old trend line we see here, so we get a more clear picture of what's going on. You can see we did break, and then we got a retest of the trend line. So if you see that way, we can see that we were expecting us to go down. I never take a short trade on gold, so that's why I think I did not even think this possibility. But when you see the trend line, typically when you break out of a trend line, you typically go down, and you always get a retest sometime, and then you can get a much better entry. So if for those that manage to short gold, they will have a very nice entry up here, because you're touching the trend line again. So in this way we can really understand what did happen here. So that means for now, for gold, we do not have a trade either. So let's see if there are any questions. Yeah, I think we can do that. We can look at maybe another pair very fast. We had another one here, GBP, GPY. See if it's something we can see fast here. We can... No. It's too wide. the bulge band on this one, so let's take the another one here to see if there can be something. And this is basically a copy of, we can see if we can get a trade here if we take a line down in this region here. Let's see if we can mark that one. Let's try again. If you can come down here, that could be a trade. Then the stochastic need to be done in the dark area here. This bulge band need to keep above this trend line. So that means it's not too many bars. If you start to get two, like 3-4 red bars here, the probability is that this bulge band will be below it, and that means it's a probability that will break this support. Because if this white lower bulge band cross below here, that is showing us that it's a high probability that the trend will break. The trend will break this support area. So now let's see. If we don't get a trade within a couple of bars here now, we'll go over to cryptocurrency. Yeah, I think we did not get any trade for buy interruption in this session. So let's take a look at some cryptocurrency. As always, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take Ethereum against Bitcoin. That could be nice. Ethereum is very strong lately. I think it's because we are going to move over to proof of stake instead of mining. Let's see. So that might make Ethereum be very bullish, looks like, because everything, it's not always change is good, but that might be good for the price. So if we go down to a lower time frame to see what can be, the lower we can see we have this trend line all the way down here as a support. We did test our resistance zone here and here. Let's change to 1 hour to see if it looks better. I do not see any setup for this one. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin. Bitcoin against dollar. Let's look at a higher time frame first. Okay, so here we are playing in this small area here. We can see that we are respecting the trend line upwards, like we did talk about in the last session. It's moving very, very slowly. I'm not expecting anything else because we are in a bear market, and in the bear market we don't see too much movement. Movement we typically see only in the bull market. So we are moving just very, very, very little. You can see this is 1 day chart, and you can see today we basically move at we move it from around $1,000. Of course, it's a lot of money, but it's for Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin right now, the movement is tiny. So you can see if we take trend line in the top, we are basically moving up here. I'm expecting us to basically follow. Let me see if I can remove this one first. Let's remove this one, so I can mark on you. I'm expecting us to be going like this for a while till we come up here, and then will be interesting to see if we manage to go up in this region here. What I'm expecting is actually that we'll go to the downside because it's too early. Maybe go to the downside, go retest all the way down here, go maybe a little up, and even maybe we are lucky if you go down here, because what we are looking for now is to collect as much Bitcoin we can till the next bull run. So if you can collect some Bitcoin down in this value here, that will be nice, because as I said before, the next bull run, then it's too late, because then value of Bitcoin will be too high. Then probably in the next bear market, a value of Bitcoin might be around the 66,000 value, because we always retest the last bull run, and as the bull run this time around is between 65 all the way up to almost 69,000. That might be the next bear market, but I'm not expecting anything huge to happen before maybe 2025, because bear market is always very long with Bitcoin. So the zones I am expecting us to be trading in is this yellow lines you see here. I can mark the upper line here. Let's mark that one green and mark this one red. So we will be playing between this green line and this red line for a very long time, and most of the time we will be in between these two yellow lines. This is of course not written in stone, but it's the probability from looking the past of Bitcoin, how Bitcoin have been doing in bear markets. So that's what I'm expecting us to do. You can see there are very little movement. It's not like when you are in the bull market where you move a crazy a lot of money in very short time. Here we are moving very little, and we will do so at least, if I can make let me see if we can make this one. I think we can move this one a little more. At least till we come to this region, we will be playing here. Then maybe we start to shoot up. So not much to do here on Bitcoin right now, because if you take a long position, short position is basically just gambling, because you can see we are right. This is we can't trade this basically. Of course, for the ones that want to hold Bitcoin, it's a good time to buy any value in between the yellow and the red and yellow. When you start to be above the yellow up to green here, then you're paying maybe too much. Of course, not with the values we can expect of Bitcoin in the future, but for now, this is the area where you want to collect Bitcoin if you want to hold it for the long term. And if you can manage to get in between here, the yellow and the red, then you're getting Bitcoin as cheap as possible. As you remember in my first session, I did say exactly here that this will be the bottom, and I would expect us to go up from here. And you can see we did so, because I had my first session back here. So for the ones that bought here, you have done very good. You can still just keep it, because this is as cheap Bitcoin we will see. We will not see lower than this. So it's a very nice area to collect more Bitcoin where we are now. So now let's see if there are any questions. I think you have done a mistake then if you have lost a trade now, because there are no trades that are done yet. Every trade we have done today is swing trading, and most of them are pending. Yeah. Then you have done something wrong. So now there are 4 minutes left of the session, so if you all have any questions, now is the time to ask. If not, just write it down and ask me in the next session. Next session will be Wednesday, and I will also have a session in Friday. So it's every Monday, Wednesday and Friday we have sessions live. So let me see here now. So I can write this down also. So it's Monday, Wednesday, and 18:00. Same time every day. There. So, like I said, if there are any more questions, now is the time to ask, because it's just 2 minutes left of the session and we don't have time to be trading more. We can take a look at binary option. Now we can see now we didn't have upper line in this one. But yes, here could have been one. So a short trade, but I think we crossed it with the Bolshevik band. Yes. So this is not valid. It's not valid because we could have seen short trade up here. But you can see as the Bolshevik band did break it, that means it's trending and we can't trade against the trend. So, and if we look here, no, still would not be valid. So just make sure you follow the rules. Like here you can see we touch the line, we go up. So always keep to certain areas. But you need to have a space in between the lower and upper Bolshevik band from your support and your resistance zone. So there are no more questions. Then we are done with these sessions for today. I will be back same time Wednesday and will be more signals then. So back again. Wednesday 18:00. Perfect day.